Hey guys, welcome back to another day in the Bible in a Year Life podcast, where we're reading the Bible chronologically. This week we're reading from the New American Standard Bible. My name is Shane, and today is day 7 of week 9. Join us live at 6:30 p.m. today on Zoom, where we'll discuss all the things that we read this week. You can find the details to join that meeting in the description or on our website, Biayl.Project.com. But for now, let us dig into our reading. We're reading from Numbers chapter 16 and 17. Chapter 16, Korah's Rebellion. Now Korah, the son of Ishar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, with Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men, and they stood before Moses together with some of the sons of Israel, 250 leaders of the congregation, chosen in the assembly, men of renown. They assembled together against Moses and Aaron, and said to them, "You have gone far enough, for all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is in their midst. So why do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord?" When Moses heard this, he fell on his face, and he spoke to Korah and all his group, saying, "Tomorrow morning the Lord will make known who is his, and who is holy, and will bring that one near to himself. Indeed, the one whom he will choose, he will bring near to himself. Do this. Take censers for yourselves, Korah and your whole group, and put fire in them, and place incense above them in the presence of the Lord tomorrow. And the man whom the Lord chooses shall be the one who is holy. You have gone far enough, you sons of Levi." Then Moses said to Korah, "Hear now, you sons of Levi, is it too small an honor for you that the God of Israel has singled you out from the congregation of Israel to bring you near to himself, to perform the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister to them? And that he has brought you near, Korah and all your brothers, sons of Levi, with you? But are you seeking the priesthood as well? Therefore, you and your whole group are the ones gathered together against the Lord. But as for Aaron, who is he, that you grumble against him?" Then Moses sent a summons to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab. But they said, "We will not come up. Is it not enough that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to have us die in the wilderness? But you would also appoint yourself as master over us? Indeed, you have not brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, nor have you given us an inheritance of fields and vineyards. Would you gouge out the eyes of these men? Will you not come up?" Then Moses became very angry and said to the Lord, "Pay no attention to their offering. I have not taken a single donkey from them, nor have I done harm to any of them." Moses said to Korah, "You and all your group be present before the Lord tomorrow, you and they along with Aaron, and each of you take his censer and put incense on it, and each of you bring his censer before the Lord, 250 censers. Also, you and Aaron shall bring his censer." So they took each one his own censer and put fire on it, and placed incense on it, and they stood at the entrance of the tent of meeting with Moses and Aaron. So Korah assembled all the congregation against them at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord appeared to all the congregation. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "Separate yourselves from among this congregation, so that I may consume them instantly." But they fell on their faces and said, "God, the God of the spirits of humanity, when one person sins, will you be angry with the entire congregation?" Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the congregation, saying, get away from the areas around the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram." Then Moses arose and went to Dathan and Abiram, with the elders of Israel following him. And he spoke to the congregation, saying, "Get away now from the tents of these wicked men, and do not touch anything that belongs to them, as you will be swept away in all their sin." So they moved away from the areas around the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, and Dathan and Abiram came out and stood at the entrances of their tents, along with their wives, their sons, and their little ones. Then Moses said, "By this you shall know that the Lord has sent me to do all these deeds, for it is not my doing. If these men die the death of all mankind, or if they suffer the fate of all mankind, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord brings about an entirely new thing, and the ground opens its mouth and swallows them with everything that is theirs, and it is sent alive into Sheol, then you will know that these men have been disrespectful to the Lord. And as he finished speaking all these words, the ground that was under them split open, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them, their households, and all the people who belonged to Korah, with all their possessions. So they and all that belonged to them went down alive to Sheol, and the earth closed over them, and they perished from the midst of the assembly. Then all Israel who were around them fled at their outcry, for they said, "The earth might swallow us." Fire also came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men who were offering the incense. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Tell Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, that he shall pick up the censers from the midst of the burnt area, because they are holy, and you are to scatter the burning coals farther away. As for the censers of these men, who have sinned at the cost of their own lives, have them made into hammered sheets as plating for the altar, since they did present them before the Lord, and they are holy, and they shall serve as a sign to the sons of Israel." So the priest Eleazar took the bronze censers which the men who were burned had offered, and they hammered them out as plating for the altar, as a reminder to the sons of Israel, so that no layman, anyone who was not of the descendants of Aaron, would approach to burn incense before the Lord. Then he would not become like Korah and his group, just as the Lord had spoken to him through Moses. Murmuring and plague. But on the next day, all the congregation of the sons of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron, saying, "You are the ones who have caused the death of the Lord's people." It came about, however, when the congregation had assembled against Moses and Aaron, that they turned toward the tent of meeting, and behold, the cloud covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared. Then Moses and Aaron came to the front of the tent of meeting, and the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Get away from among this congregation, so that I may consume them instantly." Then they fell on their faces, and Moses said to Aaron, "Take your censer and put fire in it from the altar, and place incense on it. Then bring it quickly to the congregation and make atonement for them. For wrath has gone out from the Lord. The plague has begun." Then Aaron took it just as Moses had spoken, and he ran into the midst of the assembly, and behold, the plague had begun among the people. So he put on the incense and made atonement for the people, and he took his stand between the dead and the living, so that the plague was brought to a halt. But those who died by the plague were 14,700 in number, besides those who died on the account of Korah. Then Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tent of meeting, for the plague had been brought to a halt. Chapter 17. Aaron's staff buds. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the sons of Israel, and obtain from them a staff for each father's household, 12 staffs from all their leaders for their fathers' households. You shall write each man's name on his staff, and write Aaron's name on the staff of Levi, for there is to be one staff for the head of each of their fathers' households. You shall then leave them in the tent of meeting in front of the testimony, where I meet with you, and it will come about that the staff of the man whom I choose will sprout. So I will relieve myself of the grumblings of the sons of Israel, who are grumbling against you." So Moses spoke to the sons of Israel, and all their leaders gave him a staff, one for each leader, for their fathers' households, 12 staffs in all, with the staff of Aaron among their staffs. Then Moses left the staffs before the Lord in the tent of the testimony. Now on the next day Moses went into the tent of testimony, and behold, Aaron's staff for the house of Levi had sprouted, and produced buds, and bloomed with blossoms, and it yielded ripe almonds. Moses then brought out all the staffs from the presence of the Lord to all the sons of Israel, and they looked, and each man took his staff. But the Lord said to Moses, "Put the staff of Aaron back in front of the testimony, to be kept as a sign against the rebels, so that you may put an end to their grumblings against me, and they do not die." Moses did so, just as the Lord had commanded him. So he did. Then the sons of Israel spoke to Moses, saying, Behold, we are passing away, we are perishing, we are all perishing. Everyone who comes near to the tabernacle of the Lord must die. Are we to perish completely? This is the word of the Lord. May those who have ears to hear, hear. Amen.